Hey guys, welcome back to Truth at the Table.
So this is just to add to what you're saying so you guys can respond. I wholeheartedly agree. I think it is out of the scope of out of our power. However, I think there's a way that we can be better than our forefathers.
Mm-hmm.
They had a very pharisaical way of delivering to us, where it was like, don't do this, don't do that, versus stressing actual relationship, because God changes from the inside out, right? So
many thoughts in this
and because of that, we don't have relationship with God. And I think what's happening now, the pandemic of Christianity, is like what Tariq was saying earlier, was we don Christianity like an accessory.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Right? This is my Jesus bag. Yes. So I got Jesus on speed dial. But he's not actually a part of our lives, because if we reference to a marriage or to a relationship, I talk to my husband every day. Mm-hmm. I know what he likes. I know what he don't like. I try to please him. I think of his feelings. We don't necessarily do that to God. We talk to God when we want something, when crap is just out of our control. Like everything is situational with God, and we treat him like that, right? Which is not a healthy relationship. It's toxic, right?
Yes.
So that's why our lives also reflect this kind of toxicity. Yeah.
That's so true, because I feel like that's honestly not only with our relationship with God, but relationship with people. It's always, what can I get out of this, instead of actually building like a genuine, true relationship.
Especially today.
Yeah.
Especially
for sure.
today.
That's so true.
1,000%.
Yeah. And like going back to what you said, I feel like delivery is very important. So,
That is true.
right? So it's not, okay, don't do this, like, but I feel like making it less appealing would kind of help to be like, yeah, maybe I shouldn't do that. You know, not that, okay, don't do it because I said not to do it, but
Don't do it because this will happen.
Right.
So you think? So do you think?
Be honest.
Okay.
Be
I was
honest.
just gonna
Honesty, 100%. I feel like now that I've made my way back to where I'm supposed to be at. Honesty, being honest, I feel like is the best thing, because now you, of course, the golden rule. Honesty is the best policy.
Facts.
But now y'all, well, you and your parents, or you and God, you guys can lay the cards out. Lay the cards out. This is what I see is done. You told me not to do this. I've grown up knowing not to do this. But it was never asked to why not to do it. It was just drilled down your throat. And of course you can't really blame them, because that's how they was grown up, and then that's how they was raised. It was like a cycle.
They're only better.
So it's the only way that you can maybe change that is to break it and to start with that honesty.
That's true. I think having the conversation about like honesty and what the older generation did for us. I think of like my mom, and she's like my best friend. And one of the things
I said that's just like my mom too.
Yeah,
we
can literally sit up like, if she don't answer the phone, I'm like, what are you doing?
Right?
What are you doing?
I'm gonna call you
out here I know you're not out here being
Moms in general are cool.
I know you're not out here being grown.
I call and I ask.
Because
where are you?
She doesn't. And here's the thing, me and mom, she'll just like message me, son, and I'll just be like, mother, and we'll just talk, right? So, but one of the things that I will say that she did that a lot of other parents don't have, like from my friends, is that she actually sat me down and was like, this is what I've been through. This is what I've done. this is why it's not
I
beneficial.
feel like that one
for your,
conversation right there.
for
I mean,
your
it's
Christian.
Christian, but that is
This
so
is why it's
important,
not.
bro.
This is why it's not beneficial.
It's so
for your
important.
Christian walk. You get what I'm saying?
To let you know, like, the real
Like
deal about
real,
your life.
like yeah, because I think a lot of the leaders in our church, like when, at least in the church that I grew up in, I saw a lot of people come and they led, and when they fell, everybody was like, "Oh my God, how dare you!" And instead of like being like, "Hey, we're all a family.
Yeah.
We're all struggling.
Let's get
This is what I'm struggling with.
I
Let's
fell
come
too.
together."
That's the thing they don't
be
tell you. You're like,
honest,
I messed
right?
up too when I was your age.
Right.
Let me
You
tell
get
you
what
how
I'm
it was.
Well, that's how I got here. Anyway,
Right? They don't tell you that part.
It's true. It's very
No, they
true.
don't.
Yeah.
yeah, that's. I think being honest with your life and like the journey that you're on and what God has actually done for you is going to be a huge identifier in what a Christian is.
One thing I will say is absolutely bonkers and insane is just the amount, and this has almost nothing to do with the conversation except for tiny piece you just mentioned, just the amount of liars today. What's the reason?
It just come out just like
What's
water.
the reason? I know, honestly, I'll listen to a conversation, I'll talk to somebody, and I'll go like, I don't know you. Why would you lie to me? I don't know your first name.
They will lie.
Why
They will
would
lie.
you
Even
lie?
people close to you will lie.
I know.
And they will
It's just
lie
like-
so bad.
But
and
I'm trying to figure out, there has to be, there's a reason for everything. There's a cause and effect for everything in this world. I'm just trying to figure out what makes you feel the need to lie to me. I mean, maybe you was a jit and you lied to your parents and they beat you swiftly, but I don't.
I can't do anything.
all I can tell you is leave it at the altar. Leave it at the altar.
Where were you last night? I was reading my Bible. Your Facebook story says you were at the club. What are you talking
We're at
about?
the
I don't care.
Oh my goodness.
You think you gonna lie to me? I'm gonna punch you.
Stop, yo.
No, it really
Oh my
be
goodness.
like that. Just say you was out at the club. It's okay. It's understandable.
I plead the
But
fifth. Like, just no
the
answer.
way
It's
you
okay.
live in your life, the way, like, just watch where you go. Pastor had a sermon about this a while back. As Christians, we need to watch where we go and who we hang around with and who we bring into our circle. Because then that's where also the additional temptation or the devil is now sending people into others' lives to corrupt and to create chaos.
That relationship will set you back in Jesus for years. Years.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be like an intimate relationship, like friendship.
It could
like
be a
set you-
friendship, a
set you back
nasty
years.
friendship with raggedy people that the devil sends.
Be with this
Raggedy
raggedy people.
Y'all can find out.
She knew some raggedy people.
It's just
She must have known. some
raggedy,
people.
low
People,
down,
apparently.
raggedy people.
Comes across your mind every single time there's a word.
Yes, it's just like different people, just different names just pop in my head. Raggedy, raggedy, raggedy. But it's
pray
just
for
the leave it at the altar. That's all I did was just I was
Answer
like,
for
God,
everything. Yeah.
That's funny.
God, if this person is really, my friend. So I always, whenever I pray or before I close my eyes, the one thing I always ask God for is for wisdom.
Amen.
So that I can see and interpret. Because now I've been asking God so long for wisdom, I'm catching on stuff before it can even happen. So I'm like, yeah. And I'll tell my mom, I'm like, watch, this is gonna happen because this, and this.
Nah, I feel like if your mom was anything like you got that from her. And she already know. Moms know this stuff. You be introducing your friends to your mom and go like, nah, what you mean, nah?
Listen,
I told you.
grandma told
I
me.
had a dream.
Hey, anything she gotta tell you to let you know it's not you and your person not gonna work out. You introduce them to a girlfriend,
I
or a
don't
boyfriend, you and that person
understand.
not gonna work out. What you mean? I love this person.
I don't know.
Years later.
No, it's from I don't know if it's from because we all grew up in an island household. I grew up in a Haitian household.
Hey,
One thing A Haitian grandparent is gonna tell you
The truth.
they're gonna tell you the truth, and they're not gonna tell you the truth as your grandchild. They're gonna tell you the truth as somebody off the street, and they're gonna say it. Sometimes it comes from a place of love, but it is kind of harsh.
Harsh.
It's gonna be harsh
Harsh.
and abrasive, and it isn't until later on when you get older that it was exactly what you needed, but you wasn't ready to hear that.
Fact.
They're gonna tell you what you need to.
They're not gonna give
hear.
it to you softly so you can ignore them. They're gonna come harsh fresh out the gate.
So then now you thinking back like, dang,
I need to do this. I need to do what they do it.
dang.
I need to do what they do it on the younger generation.
And then you'll go and I'll tell my mom, I'm like, dang, you was right. It's just like, I know.
I don't
know I
give
was
them the
right.
satisfaction.
I have to.
I like that conversation. I like giving people props where props are due. I like that conversation. It's like, all right, I gotta give it to you. I gotta give it to you.
Okay. So, would we all just like to go around and basically give our last 2 cents about how we are able to identify Christians now, or if we can go ahead and do that.
Sure, I don't mind. The way I see it is, like I said earlier, is that you all agreed to what I asked. If it's near impossible to tell a Christian apart from your regular scrub just by looks. If it's possible to do it from looks wise, and you are basically like, no, it's today's age it's kind of impossible. You have to at least have a moniker, mediocre of an introductory conversation, and I found that to be as real can get, because how do you not know somebody on an introductory level from not looking at their social media? So I'm trying to say, today's world is social media led. Advertisements are on social media more than they are on TV shows and newspapers and so forth and so forth. So if somebody told me something like, Tariq says something, I've never heard your name, even though we have the same name, but for this thing, I've never heard your name. I don't know who you are. I don't know if you're a Christian. I don't know what you believe in. I could check out your social media and check out a post where you wrote some words. And if you didn't sprinkle a little Jesus somewhere, right? You check out somebody's post and you see the word Jesus, Bible scripture, you say, thank God I'm here today. You go like, okay, at least I know that they're not trying to say, thank the hoodoo-ness. I'm here today.
Crystal Ghost Demon.
Crystal Ghost Demon. But you know what I'm trying to say? Like, I feel like even without coming at you or, meeting you personally, I could see at least a little moniker of what you believe in based off your social media. And social media isn't a tell-all, be-all. You can't tell who somebody is or give an in-depth analysis of somebody, but I definitely believe that if you sprinkle a little Jesus everywhere you go,
it will be seen. It's going to be like breadcrumbs.
It will be seen. That's my 2 cents. So I agree with pretty much what you all have said. Sorry if I stole your line. No, you're good. You can repeat it.
I definitely agree with like almost every point like that everyone mentioned. Again, it's just about the fruit that you produce. Like, what are you portraying? What are you showing people, and so forth. So, I feel like those are identifying factors of if you are a Christian or not. The life that you're living, the love that you show, and the actions that you make, and decisions and so forth.
The love that you show.
Listen, we all said some really good things. And I agreed with almost everything. It was, listen, actions speak louder than words. You want to be Christ-like, you have to act Christ-like. You have to move Christ-like. That's it.
Actions speak louder than words.
I think Jesus said to the disciples, people will know you are my disciples for your love for one another. And I think Alyssa said that earlier. And I think loving people, just being a loving person, is a huge identifier. Like, of course, there are nice people in the world, but showing genuine love to people, being that light that's in the world, and understanding that if you live your life according to the word, Christ will show. Thank you for coming to Truth at the Table.
Yes.
Let's make like a tree and leaf now. Truth at the Table.
Go ahead and like, comment, and subscribe, and also share if you really like this video.
You know you like this video. Just send it to people.
Yeah,
Bye, guys.
just send it.